Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Celeste, and today I will be talking about my experience with the medicine of cacao. I have grown to have so much love, which would be like the perfect word, right? When we're talking about cacao, I'm literally like holding myself in a little cuddle position because that's how I feel about this medicine. Um, and I call it a medicine because it truly is a medicine, and it taught me and it showed me the medicine that it could be, and it continues to do so. So I was first exposed to the cacao, and as a warning, cacao is very different than cocoa, like COCO, and it's also completely not related to chocolate. I mean, it kind of is, but it really isn't, okay? So, what I'm talking about is CACAO. It's cacao. It's the original form, the bean of the chocolate plant in its purest essence. And I'm also specifically talking about ceremonial grade cacao. So this is not something that you can buy at Whole Foods or Publix. And it's also not something that's cheap. So if someone is telling you that chocolate is the same thing as cacao, or cacao powder on Whole Foods, which costs like $8, is the same thing, it's really not. And this is when we start talking about the grade of the plant, the intention for which it was planted. I mean, ceremonial cacao, the actual grounds it's planted on, is infused with an intention of healing humanity, healing the earth, and bringing forth wisdom, information, and knowledge to open the veils of the heart and expose our truth, expose our light. And this is very dear to me because my first cacao ceremony was in Guatemala, in a beautiful space actually called the Yoga Forest, if you're looking for a place to just disconnect and really connect. And the ceremony was just absolutely beautiful, and it was ceremonial grade cacao from the land of Guatemala. And I will never forget my experience, aside from just really deeply connecting to the plant and understanding its true medicinal power. A big message that was given to me, and I feel that needs to be expressed to the world, is that there has been a massive distortion of what chocolate is and how it's viewed by humanity. And I believe that so much of our starvation, of our thirst, of our craving for chocolate as a society, and specifically for women when we're on our cycles, or when we have a craving for chocolate, or when we are emotionally, up or out of it, it's a food that we go to, right, in order to find some kind of nourishment or support. Unfortunately, the cacao and the chocolate that we are faced with, I hope it's not Hershey's or Snickers, is just shelf grade. It's very processed, very highly heated. It's not grown with any type of intention. It's only grown with the full intention of producing mass quantities and making money. Now, it's not a negative thing, and I'm not going to go into that, but I can tell you that our thirst and our craving for chocolate, and the reason why it's such an industry and such a symbol for love, and a commercial product. I mean, think about when it's somebody's birthday, or I mean, I always gift chocolate because I freaking love chocolate. Even growing up, I feel like a part of it was programming, but also a part of it was just like, it's just a part of humanity. So it's like Valentine's Day, you give chocolate to a loved one, you give chocolate, like, it's just a nicety, it's something that's so rich and so beautiful. why is that? And the message that was given to me was, this is medicine. This is what the Mayans considered food for the gods. Now, whether you subscribe to that or not is completely null, but they weren't crazy. The medicine that you can receive from pure ceremonial cacao will blow your heart open. And what happens is when we start to break down the layers in front of our heart, we see truth, right? And when you see truth focused and grounded in a pillar of love, it is overwhelming what happens to your understanding and to your perception of reality, because you have no choice but to keep coming back to a place of infinite love, And that doesn't mean that you become weak, or it doesn't mean that you allow people to step over you. As a matter of fact, it's the complete opposite. You're able to hold so much love, so much of the process of waking up and activating your highest potential and increasing your frequency is being able to hold more love, being able to expand your heart field, right? The Heart Institute, if you ever heard of them, like expanding and lighting up that field, right? And when we do, our entire reality, our entire perception, our relationships, the way we see life changes. And all of a sudden, there's this beautiful, pure, ritualistic perception of life. Like, this life is a celebration. It's a ritual. It's a blessing to be alive. And I received many, many messages in that cacao ceremony. Also, another one of which was that life is so giving. And here's the thing, that cacao will bring you the messages that you need. It's truly a medicine. And so I really was able to tap into what I call the nature of nature. I made a video about that. But life is alive, and it responds to us as we respond to it. And it will always cater to us in our highest good, right? I'm not going to get too deep and philosophical with it, because I can definitely do that and I'll start rambling. But when we open our hearts and we're able to not only receive more love, but stand in more love, things change. And we start to live from a different place. We have less anger. And we're actually able to take on life from a better perspective, and we're able to take on more risk. We're able to follow our dreams and live a more satisfying life because we're not scared. Love conquers fear. Like, literally, I know it sounds cliche, right? But it's true. There's truth to these things. Love conquers everything. And when you're grounded in this portal of love, which is what the cacao teaches you, and by no means necessary am I saying that I've learned everything cacao is to teach. As a matter of fact, I decided to start working with cacao and bring her into my home, ceremonial grade cacao, and serving that to privates, to private clients, and to small group settings. And I'm loving it. I'm loving how this medicine works with each person individually, but ultimately is rooted in a place of love. And that's really my main message. The reason why we as a society are starving and craving chocolate, it's because we're craving this fundamental wisdom of the earth. It holds so much knowledge. And I'll tell you something. The day that you try, if you're one of these people that love chocolate and you're always craving chocolate, or you're a woman who's on their cycle and you're like, I just gotta have chocolate. The day you try real cacao, it may not even have to be at that point ceremonial, just like real 100% pure cacao, you'll never have a craving again, because you'll start to satisfy what your body has been ultimately craving all of your life. Your body knows. Your body's wisdom is cannot be compared to anything else. And so when you crave chocolate, it's because you're craving something. There's nourishment, there's nutrition, there's vitamins and minerals, and wisdom in the cacao bean. And that's what you're reaching for. That's what you want. When you think of Hershey's, you're actually thinking and feeling and craving this beautiful nourishment that the cacao bean has. And I'm so happy to see that it's coming up like on a rise, like it's becoming more more common. More people are open to it, and I love it. I love the medicine. I love what it brings to humanity. So if you have an opportunity to take a cacao ceremony, be a part of it. And if you have been a part of a cacao ceremony and it didn't resonate, I encourage you to not shut your doors, because all of these things, it has everything to do with the quality of cacao that's being served, the intention behind the person who's serving it, and the actual space that you're in. So you may not have resonated with your experience. It doesn't mean that the cacao has nothing to teach you or it's just not going to work for you. Keep your heart open and keep your eyes open, because cacao is powerful. I love it. It is based on pure love, and that frequency is like no other. So if you have any questions or are interested in learning more about cacao and how you can work with it, or working with me in a cacao setting, please let me know, message me, comment below. Have an awesome, awesome day. Much love to you.